If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home.
Surprise me myself and see how dickish my teams are, because I just literally have everyone rated 85 already. And I didn't cheat. I accumulated them over the course of six seasons, so 5 years. Let's go to the squad. Oh my god! Pretty much everyone rated over 90. They're all getting old now though, so they're all kind of declining a little bit. How dickish that is. See what I mean? It's just go crazy. Right, so we are recording. We'll just start talking whenever you want to. I'll leave this in. The only thing I'm working on at the moment is I'm trying to make the channel look a little bit slicker, because I'm now actually starting to get some traction. Like, I'm getting some subscribers when I'm not uploading shit.
Well, it's like because I saw you only get paid now if you have 10,000 views, isn't it?
No, I do get paid. It's just I don't get paid a lot. Like, I worked out how much I'm getting paid for my videos at the moment, but the problem that is that a lot of them get copyright claimed, and you only get money while you have ownership of it. So in that interim period, all that money goes to whoever copyright claimed it, which is bullshit. Which is why I've been combating them more ferociously recently. And anyway,
I'm guessing you're online, doesn't it? You're not paid for it.
Anyway, right, I'll kick us off then. Welcome to the Halcyon Podcast. This is your host, Lorne Wisely. Being joined on this occasion by a mystery man who calls himself La Barba Grande. Introduce yourself, you Mexican magician.
It's Mickey B. And I've got a cold, so if I sound like I'm talking out through a cold box, then I apologise.
I'm doing you a service, because usually, I don't know if you've checked out any of my recent podcasts. I don't blame you if you haven't. But yeah. I've started recording them, even though technically that means they're not podcasts anymore.
Right.
It's only, audio only is podcasts. If it's a video, it's a vlog.
It's your channel.
I know, I do have a copyright, which is also why we can swear on this. Whereas otherwise, like if you saw on one of my videos, I'd have to go through it and bleep it out. So if you're on one of my videos, you know, if you want to swear, that's cool. Just make sure it's A, infrequent, and B, very funny. That's the only two rules I set about swearing on my proper videos. But anyways, so to clue people in who aren't in my room, the last podcast was solely on WrestleMania. This podcast isn't going to be just about wrestling, although Mickey B and me almost exclusively talk about wrestling in our podcast, but we're going to just shoot the breeze on this occasion, I think.
Yeah, just talk about general stuff.
Yeah.
And then touch about Arsenal if you like, even up to the pressing subject.
Well, this is the thing, I'm happy to, but with my housemate this is a thing, and with almost, I think it was the other day with you it was a thing. In fact, no, I remember now, you called me to rant. You said, Lorne, I need to rant at someone. I said, go. Let's fucking hear. And I just listened for 10 minutes because I thought, you know what? It's symptomatic of a larger problem at Arsenal. Every fan feels the same way. It's just they're expressing it in different ways, which is that we're all frustrated at how much attention it's getting, and that there doesn't seem to be a resolution one way or the other.
I'm just more annoyed at the fact that the team just doesn't want to play together at the minute. They just don't seem like Sanchez is getting a lot of stuff from the press, right? If you actually watch the Arsenal game, he's the only one that's tried.
Sanchez?
Yeah, he's the only one that was 110% effort. Like Giroud scored his goal, or he was either the third or the second one the other night.
You go for Brazil, by the way.
Yeah, and he's literally telling the team to come over and celebrate the goal because they're all not bothered.
Yeah,
and it's like that shit pisses me off. Like no end.
I mean,
so my opinion's gone from being Sanchez, you're a dick for wanting to leave, to, do you know what? I don't blame you. Because you're all these players there, they're comfortable.
I think, can we both agree on something? I think Sanchez probably will go.
Oh, he will, yeah. Even though he said that he still wants to stay. But.
Oh, did you hear Wenger's defence when he was in Chile? Oh, don't worry, you can't take what he says literally because the translations are always loose. It's like, That's the best excuse you've got. It was translated wrong from, yeah, I want to stay in London, but not necessarily for Arsenal. Yeah, what he means is... No, that's what he said.
Yeah, what he said is what he means.
Oh, you gotta love Wenger. Same season that he said, yeah, I think this is the best Arsenal team I've ever managed. And we're currently, what, 5th, 6th in the table? Out of the Champions League, 10-2 to Bayern Munich. Yeah, it's going well. We've got the FA Cup though, so... can I just say something though? Merson's really starting to get on my tits. I don't see where he fits as a... I'm going to say something controversial for you anyway, because we've long held a joke that Alan Shearer is the most useless pundit in all of football. Maybe rivaled by Michael Owen.
No, it's definitely Michael Owen.
Okay, fine, Michael Owen.
100% Michael Owen.
I don't know. Jamie Redknapp ran him close the other day.
You're not going to win many games if you don't score goals.
No, but Jamie Redknapp takes it to whole new levels because he just takes the stereotypes and talks about shit he has no experience in. He was talking about how, yeah, when you're playing under a manager for 20 years, some of his voice is up. Whoa, stop. You've never played for a manager more than 3 seasons before he shipped you out. So shut the fuck up. You've got nothing to talk about. Do you know what the thing is, dude? I've just realised I can't make like a stronger point on YouTube in a comment section. I have to save it for videos these days, which is why I almost never tweet or Facebook about shit, because it just doesn't make the impact you want it to. Whereas if you put it on a video, people then comment back to you. It's so much sweeter to do that.
Yeah, I guess that's...
Well, what I want to do is, before we get into it, I just want to take a few moments at the beginning of the video to talk about a couple of things that have happened on the channel and a couple of things that are going to be happening going forward. As far as the channel is concerned, I'm up to 105 subscribers, which is absolutely the same. I'm going to be pushing up to the 200 mark in the next 2 months. So if anyone wants to share, like, subscribe, or whatever the case may be. Also, if you want to go check me out on VidMe as well, the videos there don't have advertisements, they don't have any of that crap getting in the way of watching videos. The only downside with VidMe that I've noticed though is that you can't watch it on the super duper high def versions that I upload. You have to watch them at 720 and that's it. So that's
720 is still good though.
Yeah, it's alright. It's just I render all my videos in, I can't remember what it is, but it's about as good as HD gets before you go into 4K. I just never see the point in rendering in 4K because I never watched it in 4K. But yeah, as far as videos are concerned, the uploads are going to continue for the next 5 weeks. We've got videos in the can for that. This podcast will be inclusive in that schedule. We're making a very prominent place in the schedule, which is nice to have him back.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, but then again, we've both been busy as balls. Just on a personal note, I've been explaining this to my good pals. I've been busy as balls at work. So if the content starts to lose a little bit of momentum...
WrestleMania, we want to watch it.
Well, dude, I've got to be honest, like... I really should have booked that Monday off. I should have protested when I started. I should have said, by the way, I need that Monday off, and just made up a reason why. But I didn't.
In all fairness, we're going to start already.
Which, yeah, that's fine. I'll carry on with channel announcements in a bit, but basically, shoot.
I think WrestleMania was weird. Not because the kind of matches were okay, but the first half of WrestleMania was amazing, and the second half of WrestleMania was awful. It wasn't even just bad, it was god awful. Like, I really was excited. I even told you this. I was excited for Sasha, Charlotte and Nia Jax and Bayley. I was excited about it. And even that was very stop-start. Whether it's because they got nervous when they were in the ring, I don't know. But it's just, you watch Sasha and Charlotte every week on Raw, and they literally tear the house down every week.
I think the wrong person walked into Mania with the title on that one, dude. If Bayley had won it at Mania, I think it would have had a different vibe to it. But Bayley retaining felt a little bit implausible. Like, if all 4 of them are in a ring, she can be the underdog, but she shouldn't be in a position where she's the favourite. I know she's not, but technically because she's the champion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
So that was a bit of a weird booking misstep because it was. Well, she was only champion for what, a month prior to that? A couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. I don't get why they didn't drop it to her at Mania and make that more impactful, especially considering all the Savage homages with the elbow and the suit and stuff.
It's all going to change because Charlotte's going to SmackDown.
Well, you could say that. You could say she has also been deleted from Raw. Talk about that. I know you want to.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I sort of knew that was happening because
I denied it right to the end.
I've like there's this YouTube channel that you should watch. It's called Wrestle Talk TV, and the guy the content on there is really good. It's good. It's really good stuff. There's like 3 episodes a week. It's funny. It's like informative, and it takes all the stuff.
Not watching Halcyon, but
of course. You know, you have to do some videos now and again. I actually do a bit more time to it.
Sorry, I can't help it. I'm in the game now. I've got to plug the shit out of my stuff. Anyway, you were saying Wrestle Talk TV.
Yeah, but the content there, you've got up to date. All taken from the Bleach Report, Wrestling Observer, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, all good like magazines and that. And it was rumoured because they had a house show like
in Orlando.
Where
they did a ladder match.
Yeah. Well.
Fuck.
But apparently, people like King and that, they didn't even know it was going to happen. They basically arrived at the arena, they stuck him at the back, up these flight of stairs, like, get in this room, no one saw it. And then they just came out, that's what the whole place went to pandemonium.
Well, I loved how, like, New Day teased for a moment it was going to be them, but then when the crowd started chanting late, the guy I ended up watching with said something along the lines of, oh, it's the Hardys, and I went, no, don't be silly, oh my god, it's the Hardys. But the thing is, I've gotten into the Hardys in the last couple of weeks, and it took me a while, because I was a little bit like the guys at What Culture who watched it first and thought, what the fuck is this? But the more you watch the gimmick, the more it makes sense in terms of what Dusty Rhodes once said, that the key to a good gimmick and a key to a good promo is make your audience uncomfortable.
Yeah.
However you need to do that, do it. Now with The Rock, it was uncomfortable in the sense that you didn't know what he was going to say, what barb he was going to shoot, or who he was going to shoot on next. Can't think of another good promo right now. Name another good promo dude.
Any
promo dude who was like, yeah, I would watch a promo from him even if he didn't do a match that day. Kurt Angle. Yeah, exactly, because some of his stuff was cringy, but then when you watch it back, it was funny.
And the whole Brock Lesnar with the milk thing.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Kurt Angle, Stone Cold with the cowboy hat.
What did you make? So you watched his? You messaged me about his speech. What did you make?
I watched the whole Hall of Fame. It was brilliant. And I just thought it was so. You could tell he really wanted to go back. You could really tell like he really wanted it bad, like so bad. And the bit with the milk at the end was so good.
Yeah, I think that was. You can tell he wanted to do it, and I think if you listen to, again, I'm not plugging anyone else's shit after this, I'm making a promise, but Talk Is Jericho, I listen to that quite frequently now. He had Roman Reigns on prior to WrestleMania, and he had Kurt Angle on after. Angle was talking about how it wasn't so much that he wanted to go back, it was the fact that he kept on calling and saying, can I come back, and they kept on saying no. For years, because he was still on the wagon as far as drugs and drink are concerned. Yeah. And he reckons that if he stays clean and does well as GM, that they will let him wrestle, but right now they don't want to invest any money in him wrestling because they're worried he's going to be an addict.
I would have a good indication in my mind that I think he'll wrestle them.
Do you think?
Because they're really good friends. And I just think, if there's one person you legitimately could think realistically, who could fight Brock Lesnar and win? Yeah, can I go
Talks about that in the podcast. That was fascinating. The way he explains it is almost. He touches on it and he kind of mentions it as like, yeah, I know I'd win, but it was close. But like he's simultaneously putting him down and putting him over. It's the weirdest thing. He says, if Brock had trained as much as I had, of course he would have won. But because he wasn't as good as me, I won. Like. I'm not sure if you're complimenting him or not there, but you know, it was a good podcast. But yeah, Kurt Angle coming back is a big deal.
Do you see any of his skits on during Raw throughout the show?
Sorry,
the things, the little segments he had.
Yeah, I've got that. I mean,
that's not how you spell soft.
Just to be clear, on Raw, I didn't see the show because I can't watch Sky Sports and they don't upload Raw until 3 weeks after. But I did make a point to watch what they did with Roman. I did make a point of making with Lesnar and Goldberg and with Angle.
Well, Goldberg wasn't on TV, that was on Raw Talk.
That was on the Raw Talk, you're right. And once I heard someone saying that was the best promo of Goldberg's career. I was like, that's not saying much, but I'll watch it. And that first 30 seconds where he basically told the crowd to shut the fuck up and listen for a change, instead of trying to get involved and take over the show, just sit down and watch the show.
Listen, Well, the thing is, it wasn't even a show. He made that abundantly clear that this isn't part of the show. It's not the first thing he said.
Yeah, and I think he was trying to stamp it and say, look, from here on in, can we just not do this? But I think the crowd is what it is. I mean, as great as it was for Reigns, Beach Ball Mania is a weird thing, because you wouldn't get that shit at a football match.
No, you wouldn't.
Because whoever brings a beach ball, invariably it's going to fall onto the pitch in front of Pepe Reina and it's going to That's the only time I ever saw it. That was good. Bants, mate, bants.
Couldn't happen to a nicer team.
Oh, Liverpool. When will you win a Premier League title? Call Casper Schmeichel, maybe he can give you some tips. Anyway, by the way, I've just seen a tweet from Sasha Banks. However, King, send me to SmackDown Live, #Nakamura.
Yeah, so here we come.
Yeah, I think she's just testing the waters, isn't she? She's, by the way, I've only just realised how fit Sasha Banks is.
Oh, she's incredible. There's a reason I follow her Instagram. It's not because I'm just a WWE fan either.
I don't know what it was. I think it was because of the forehead thing. That put me off for a long time. I couldn't look at her without thinking about Javinia. I know. So
Forehead!
Would you fancy anyone who reminds you of that? But now that kind of has passed, I'm on board now. But yeah, so as far as WrestleMania was concerned, then, dude, you're on the Reigns and Goldberg matches didn't deliver.
Well, I think Goldberg Lesnar wasn't too bad.
So right, because we'll discuss this.
Well, let's be fair here.
Yeah. I think
Goldberg's had his day.
Yes. Oh, mate, 50 years old. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's very limited what he can do. He's not going to be able to do all the kicks. Like he didn't do any. He used to do these big big heel kicks and things like that. He didn't see any of that. No. He didn't see any military presses. No. He didn't see any of that. I think he's very limited in what he can do. And I think what they did with the whole, he did this whole spear and then jackhammer and then Lesnar kicked up. What the hell? That was amazing. And then spearing Brock with barricade again. It was great. Yeah. And Lesnar not being able to pin Goldberg after I think it was what they. It's like actually what Goldberg said. It's like, considering the debacle at WrestleMania 20, I think we did pretty well. And I think I can't really argue that. The biggest problem I do have about this whole situation is now a part-timer got the freaking title again. And WWE had this obsession of having a part-timer having a belt at WrestleMania, and it's really starting to piss me off. Like, you've got people, talented people.
Again, because I'm becoming a bit of a wrestling nerd. Do you know what my score was for WrestleMania, by the way?
Yeah, you told me you got nearly score.
I think I don't know how many results there were, but I think I missed 2. One of them was Goldberg, in fairness. And the other one was the tag match, because I didn't know how Hardy's were coming back.
No, so I didn't.
So I
didn't know they were going to win, so I knew they were going to be in it.
I had the clubs to win. But if I'd have had the Hardy, if I'd have known the Hardys were going to be back, I might have picked them, but I can't retroactively go back and say yes. By the way, you know the bookies thing? You know you can place bets on who's going to win WrestleMania. How does that work when they don't tell you who all the entrants are? That's bullshit.
Yeah, it is that. The other thing you do at the Hardys as well is they won't be champions for long.
No, you're right.
Because Jeff wants another singles run.
Yeah, and that makes sense considering that they, by the looks of things, can't go with the broken thing.
Oh, I think there's a potential way they can get around this.
Go on.
TNA used from basically since the day Jeff Hardy joined TNA, they called him the Charismatic Enigma, which is a name that WWE created. So I think what they're sort of saying is, he's like, if you want to go down this road, that's fine. If you want to come out of all the things that you've stolen from us over the years with our people and jump shit, we can ring out the list. But if you want to go down this road, that's fine. I mean, I don't want to go up against WWE lawyers.
I don't understand, because I know obviously we're Monday Night Wars geeks. The Scott Hall thing, that set the precedent because WWE tried to sue WCW when he went over there, but you know who I am. Razor Ramon. Didn't say that though, did I? That was the defence. And I don't know if they won that lawsuit or not, but obviously they had to drop it and say, do you work for WWF? No, we don't. Whereas before, the assumption was that they were. So with the Hardys, because Matt, if you watch his interviews, is Matt Hardy. But occasionally he'll, at the end of the interview, when the mic's sort of off and sort of on, he'll go, delightful! Just to to kind of let people know, oh yeah,
You know what
broken
TNA have
man.
done? All the Matt Hardy thing, they put TM next to all the broken Matt Hardy things.
No way.
Yeah. And then Matt Hardy's wife,
She's got on Twitter, man.
yeah, but she's put trademark on everything as well.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, you can't just put trademark on it and say it's yours. Like, they're in a big lawsuit battle at the minute. There's actually a lawsuit battle going on about it.
Yeah, which is why I think they're being careful with Matt, because with Matt, there's a lot of money to be made, and fuck me, the fans all know the delete thing. So they're all getting on board with it, even if it's a diluted version for the time being, but that won't last long.
It won't matter, because the thing that's saying they're going to call him the devastating Hardy instead or something like that.
Devastated heart.
Yeah, it's something along those lines.
But and AJ Styles, by the way, I get that his gimmick is a bit corny when it's the phenomenal one and all the rest of it, but his tweets are kind of funny. A superstar shake-up, huh? Could be a #phenomenal opportunity. Fucking up. By the way, you got me onto Luke Harper.
Yeah.
What is the deal? I went back and found.
You retweet it every time I do it now. You retweet it as well.
Craziest fucking thing. Like, I went back to see when the first one started. It's like a year and a half ago, and up until that point, he's tweeted some kind of kooky shit.
Yeah.
He tweets the occasional picture, but
Literally every day.
creepy as. Talk about dedication to a gimmick. Do you know the behind the scenes stuff of WrestleMania when they're filming them behind the scenes and stuff?
Yeah.
Every one of Luke Harper's just been doing this. And they're like, do you not want to say anything? Just that beard and those eyes, creepy as hell.
Here's the thing they do with
Royal
Luke
as well,
Harper.
so stupid. Mojo Rawley winning that, what do you make of it?
They just did it because Gronkowski was there.
I agree.
That's the only reason he won.
I agree.
They're not saying he's in the same league as Cesaro or Baron Corbin.
Dude, what are they feeding Jinder Mahal?
Oh, I know, he's jacked.
What the fuck happened? And more to the point, you're telling me Reigns gets popped for wellness, so does Lesnar, so does Eva Marie before she got, or Eva, whatever, she was fit, who cares? And Orton.
Oh, you can count.
He
You lose how many times Orton's done it, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, but we forgive Randy Orton because he's magic now. Anyway, Jinder Mahal turns up looking like he does. Yep, that's perfectly normal. Get in there, we'll give you a singles push. No one questions it.
You say it's a push, he hasn't actually.
But he's getting a lot of TV time. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm hearing the name Jinder Mahal a fuck sight more.
Yeah.
And it's directly correlated to how many veins upon his veins he has.
But I think they are going to start cutting people.
Well,
You look at all the people,
considering,
you look at all the people that are returning. Sean Bender is now clear to return.
yes, indeed.
He's returning. You've got Eric Rowan's just come back.
Yep.
Balor's just come back.
Indeed.
You can't fit all these people on these shows.
No, unless you start going back to the faction thing. But
So that's
WWE
why
walked away from that years ago.
One of the vaudevillains has been fired
So I hear.
because they're giving Aiden English a single push.
Correct. Yep.
I think that won't be the last, to be honest.
Well, who do you think's next to be cut?
I'm worried. I've not seen Heath Slater in a few weeks. I think he'll be gone.
But will he be
I think
so
Rhino's.
really?
I think Rhino's only there as a trainer anyway. To be honest, so I think that's not a problem.
Yeah.
There's going to be certain people that you suddenly start disappearing.
Just no fanfare at all. Just gone.
Yeah,
Dude, if they can get rid of Sandow, they can get rid of anybody.
Well, right,
Irrespective of talent.
he's retiring from wrestling apparently.
Yeah, he had some injuries, and he didn't want to carry on with a different gimmick and a different style. Daniel Bryan, actually, because I wanted to ask you about this. What do you think his move's going to be when his contract's up? Do you think he'll resign, or do you think he will go and wrestle again?
I think he'll go to independent. Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah. He might even go Ring of Honor.
That'd be so cool.
But there was rumoured that WWE trying to buy Ring of Honor.
Yeah, but they had similar rumours about TNA about 8 months ago.
There's a good point about that. I'll go on to it. But I think it was saying about Ring of Honor, but apparently it's because they want the video archive.
Yeah,
Because it
most
was
of
like
the
Kevin
wrestlers.
Owens, Shamara, I mean, I'm saying Shamara now, Jesus Christ. Cesaro, Jesus.
Hi, I'm Sean Connery, and I'm here to introduce Shashara.
Shamara.
Fucking hell! I should do that just for lols one time. Because he's got the 007 gimmick.
Yeah.
That could work. WrestleMania entrance next year. Sean Connery introduces Cesaro. You heard it here first. I love that shit.
The other thing with TNA is quite hilarious. That you actually think about it. So, some time ago they were going to buy TNA, yeah?
Yeah.
It's like a third attempt. It was bad when it was like a third attempt they got. But all they do is they just take all the best people that we got. Oh, AJ Styles, yes. Samoa Joe, yes.
They just keep tabs on them, don't they?
Yes.
And basically it's just there as a break gap between TNA, Ring of Honor or whatever, and then they go to
They
WWE.
literally ripped the heart out of TNA in the last couple of years. Like, when I was watching TNA, right, the main guys were AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, and Bobby Roode. All three of them are now...
Yeah, TNA kind of done it themselves, though. With the whole
yeah.
Heart thing, and
Well,
Jeff Jarrett's back now.
Why do it with Bischoff and Hulk Hogan thing, going to the ring to the normal ring?
Yeah.
Right, the reason why we watch TNA is different. We have the different ring. What made it different?
Yeah, but if you, again, I listened to that. Did you watch the one with Stone Cold?
No.
With AJ?
No.
He talked
Oh
about that.
I did see that.
And he mentioned how he really hated wrestling in those rings because they were dangerous, but I don't understand how they're more dangerous.
No, it was because the way there's more corners, it makes the ring more taut, so it hurts.
Right. So
when you hit it.
okay, so I suppose as well when you're
usually the bump on that ring hurts a lot more than when you force up.
yeah, so the risk of injury is probably more as well. Okay, fair enough. Well, as far as let's hone in on a few moments of controversy. See if we disagree on some shit. So I'll save the one we both want to talk about for last. The Hardys coming back, we're both excited about, and we're both happy they won the tag titles. I'm pretty sure about.
Yeah.
Right, another big match. Name another big match that happened on the card. AJ Shane was a great match, in my opinion, but I don't think it was a big match. Owens Jericho. Let's talk about that. Because we both love Owens and Jericho, we love the Festival of Friendship. I was genuinely gutted. I don't have my scarf on right now, but it's over there. I wore a scarf on my videos for about 3 days because I was devastated. Losing Jericho and Owens. He's not been on SmackDown for a while. Why is that?
Who?
Malro, whatever his name is.
He's got depression.
JBL's bullying likely caused Malro to leave WWE. I'm furious for some random person.
He's not actually, I think he's just off on depression.
Well, I heard he missed one show due to a snowstorm, and then JBL laid the fuck into him. He missed the next show, and that was explained by some other reason, and then this has been released, which is why a lot of people are starting to think that they really didn't get along, and because JBL has a bit of a reputation of being a dick. That's what happened.
Yeah. But to answer your first question.
That's my first question. We go off on tangents here on the Halcyon show. We do whatever the fuck we want. You'd like this. That.
We'll do that again.
I'm just showing you. It's Dishonored Xbox One. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
No, because Xbox One.
Go for it, dude. Sorry. You've forgotten.
Why is it controversial?
I've lost the thread now.
Why is Kevin Owens Jericho a controversial point?
Oh no, not controversial. I'm just deciding.
You originally said
that was when I loved the Jericho and Owens gimmick, and I love when Owens goes mental on people. So the marriage of that into this feud seemed like a no-brainer. Even though we all saw it coming, we all liked the idea.
I mean, Jericho, the friendship thing was funny. It was really entertaining, but it wasn't Kevin Owens.
No, but it wasn't
the Kevin Owens NXT.
It gave
the Kevin Owens you've got
something to
now.
work with.
The Kevin Owens you've got now is the Kevin Owens I was a fan of to begin with.
Yeah,
and
it's
now
very one-dimensional though.
And now
as you've got to agree. To an extent, you can't just be right. I'm the dude that turns up and gets mad at everybody and goes on a psychopathic rampage.
I don't think it's mad. It's just I am the shit, and you don't have to deal with that. I am the shit.
No, but his first feud, Cena. I'm pissed off with you because you're the best, and more to the point, my son likes you more than me. Go fuck yourself, I'm going to pin you. And he pinned him. And then he lost. And then lost again. Because Cena lol.
You Cena.
Yeah, because of course it's Cena lol.
Cena reached one of WrestleMania. Cena's a bit of wrestling for one.
Yes. Cena logic. But yeah, as far as the feud goes, I mean, the match itself though, I was kind of disappointed with it.
Maybe. I don't think Jericho's good, but he's nowhere near what he used to be.
I think that's...
Like, it's evidently clear. And the reason why I think that's the case is because you put Owens in with anybody, he's amazing. Like,
yeah. Well, he's 280.
Well, but then he does springboard moonsaults and everything, and you think, how the hell are you doing this? Like, he's a freak athlete.
He's well, and considering how WWE bought his size, it's even more impressive. Because to be fair, they kind of piloted. Is that the word I'm looking for? Bam Bigelow back in the day. He main evented a Mania, looking like he did.
Yeah.
Owens isn't tremendously different from that.
No.
More talented.
Yeah, 100%. It's the amount of moves he can do is stupid.
Yeah, I think the only thing I'm a little bit off on was the stunner.
Stunner?
Pretty sure he used someone else's move at one point and didn't finish them, and I was like, okay, fair enough. If it wasn't a stunner, then it was someone else. It was someone like a Stone Cold or a Rock or someone. I don't think it was a Rock Bottom. I don't think it was a choke slam.
Well, Bray Wyatt was a lot every week.
To be fair, it is a Rock Bottom, and I should have hit it. Not even a choke like this, you're choking them on the way down. A Rock Bottom is literally placing them on the floor, only to elbow them in the chest.
Like the angle slam as well. Why is that a devastating move? It's literally just, it doesn't have the same impact as a suplex because you're holding them all the way down.
Yeah,
you're not even releasing them.
Again, WWE like
it.
It's a finishing move, but it's
Kurt Angle's, it's fine.
Dude, I'll make all of those moves look amazing in comparison. Superman punch. Yes, suddenly a Rock Bottom makes perfect sense. Anyway, sorry, Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, back onto the subject that I brought us onto.
I like the ending with the apron powerbomb. That's pretty heelish, and how we used to, that's how he beat Sami Zayn. Also, the whole battering Jericho backstage, that means you won't see Jericho now for a long time, because he's touring with Fozzy.
Yes.
They were playing down a festival. It'd be quite funny if he turns up at NXT actually. That'd be quite funny because NXT played down a festival. Yeah, they were there last year. And Triple H was there, didn't he? He got an award for
most H's in his name.
No, it was something to do with Motorhead or something like that. It was, you accepted the award on behalf of the band or something.
Oh, okay. What, as opposed to the other living members of Motorhead?
He just happened to be that, I don't know, like, he was really good friends with Lemmy, like, really, really good friends with him. He spoke at his funeral with us, so.
Yeah. I like the story he told at Lemmy's funeral, where he turns up 1 minute, opens the door, and it's just cocaine prostitutes everywhere. He goes, my wife's here, and he goes, oh, sorry, give me 2 minutes. Comes back in, and it's all gone.
Yeah.
Brilliant, like he can turn it on and off.
So the other one was when he walked every time he walked into Lemmy's limo, we went to a show, it was like, dude, why do you always suck? Because every time he turned up, he would always lose the match.
That's awesome, man. That's great. But yeah, I mean, the only thing I had with the Kevin Owens and Jericho matches, I think, for me at least, considering Jericho, right, he's a great performer, but like I say, he is limited in just pace. I think we can argue due to age, and his chest is preposterously wide these days, and I don't know why. I think there should have been a gimmick involved. If nothing else, I would have wanted Falls Count Anywhere, because that finish where off the apron and then back into the ring, it all just took a bit too long for me. I get the apron powerbomb is like that puts people on shelves. It's like a punt. That's it for people. But I don't know. I thought there could have been another pop. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
just an extra one would have just given the crowd that moment to
Jericho
catch up.
want to risk injuries, that's what I'm told with band though.
Yeah, but it's one more move. That's what I'm saying. It could have been anything at that point. You know, you could have, even if, right, and this would have been the ultimate heel insult, off the apron, back into the ring, Walls of Jericho. Everyone boos the shit out of Owens. How could you beat your ex-best friend with his own finish? Makes that finisher look strong again.
The WrestleMania crowd though, would have loved it.
Yeah, but that's
the WrestleMania crowd would have loved it.
Anything to make submissions look a bit stronger these days, I like, because no one ever fucking taps to anything anymore. Because it makes them look weak. Yeah, unlike Batista, who tapped to the yes lock, or Triple H, who tapped to the walls at some point, or Lesnar, who tapped to the Hell's Gate.
Tapped to everything together at some point.
Yeah, because he's got the good sense to see, right, if their hold is their finisher in essence, it makes sense. But for people that, you know, have got a finishing move like, I don't know, a gentle tap on the chin having jumped in the air, you're struggling to put someone over if that's their ultimate devastating finisher.
Yeah, the thing is, they're not actually struggling to put Reigns over because he's the biggest selling merchandise person.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's just give the people what they want, shall we? Let's talk about that fucking match, shall we?
I don't really want to.
Well, I'm going to. So you can sit back and let me rant, or you can contribute. Either way, I have a point to make, which is the one I made to you the moment you walked in the door today.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as you are aware, over the last year, 2, 3, or however long Roman Reigns has been separated from the Shield, we don't like him. We think his face is poo. And as a result, fans have been doing absolutely everything in their power to communicate their dissatisfaction with the WWE and the fact that they seem to be ramming him down our throats on a fairly consistent basis. However, I don't think the fans really get what's happening. If fans didn't pay any attention to Roman Reigns whatsoever and literally had no reaction when he walked in the ring and walked out, he'd have been gone months, if not years.
I totally agree with
The fact that he gets such a strong negative reaction by default makes him a heel, which is really what everyone wants. So they kind of already have what they want anyway, so what is everyone moaning about?
Yeah.
We have a heel Reigns, and everyone's going to want to pay to see him lose.
Yeah, but you know what the problem is? The reason why people are pissed off is because he's not a heel because he's trying to be a heel, he's not a heel because people don't like him. There's been a heel, and there's people who's not liking someone.
Yeah.
There's, like, Triple H always got cheered when he went to a match, right?
Yeah.
But what they did was they've always booked him against really popular people.
Mm.
And they're doing that already because they're doing, you're a face, and we're going to against Braun Strowman. It's like, that's not what you're doing. You're booking him as a face, and you're fighting the heels that people like Kevin Owens, like Seth Rollins, like he's a, you know.
Okay, so let me.
Randy Orton's another great example.
Yeah.
That's the reason. That's the reason why Orton Bray didn't work, because they're both heels.
Yeah. Okay, and this is where I will prove my point.
I'm not arguing with you.
No. All I'm trying to say is that I think, you know how we like to think WWE is stupid, and they make a lot of mistakes, and how could we figure it out and they don't? I'll take you back to maybe what, in retrospect, is a misstep for Triple H, because he said something that in hindsight makes a lot of sense if you view it through the prism of the reality era. He was on Stone Cold's podcast, and he was talking about how you book in a reality era where everyone kind of already knows what's going on, and people don't watch wrestling to see what's going to happen. They watch wrestling to see if it's going to happen the way they want it to happen. It's a bit different than when we watched it as kids, when we were like, oh, I wonder what Stone Cold's going to do next. It was, do you know what Stone Cold should do next? He should do this, and that will make him look strong. When that doesn't happen, we go, ugh, that was shit. So what he said was, it's working the work of the reality. Okay, now that's a weird kind of concept, but imagine this. Owens technically is a heel, but people love him. Reigns is technically a face, but people hate him. Working the work of the reality.
Yeah, but do you know why they hate him?
Oh, mate, I fucking hate... Dude, you're saying why they? I hate him too! I know perfectly well why he's hated. But the point is...
Yeah, why is he hated?
Why is he hated? A myriad of different reasons by the fans. But what I'm here to illustrate the point of is that that's been WWE's long-term goal. They've been cleverer than they're leading on. I don't want to give them too much credit here. They've come up with some fantastic gimmicks over the years, such as the Golden Future. But I'm saying that in the era that everyone's already kind of, they're trying to book it themselves, and when it doesn't go the way they want it to go. Okay, I'll give you another example. The Royal Rumble. Yeah. How did that finish? Bray, Orton, and who came out 30? Reigns.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what happened when Reigns came up 30th? In fact, I didn't record myself. I was lying right there watching it, and I can tell you what happened. I went, it could be Shinsuke, it could be Joe, it might be Sean Moe. Fucking hell, it's Roman Reigns. But not watching the rest of it, don't care, because I know he'll win. I persevered, though. Orton won. Yes! Roman didn't win! I was cheering because Roman lost. Not because Orton won, but because Roman lost. He's getting that strong a reaction, and by default he's a heel, and the more they push him as a face, he gets heel heat, which is what they want.
That's not how it works.
We define it as.
That's not how it works.
But it is in the reality era, that's what I'm trying to say. It's not, wrestling has changed fundamentally because it's not what we used to watch it as. People know these days. They don't say it's fake, they say it's, oh okay, fair enough, it's worse. It is what it is. Maybe in terms of the way we perceive it, dude. But what I'm here to say is, are you playing as France? Oh, that makes sense. I was trying to figure out what Sangha was in the same team as Giroud. Old school Arsenal team. Anyway, point being is, I think secretly WWE are being a bit clever. I don't want to give them too much credit, but I think the Reigns thing, the way they booked him against Taker, for instance, is a prime example of how Reigns is being pushed as a face, as a means to be a heel. They're working the work of the reality. It's a weird thing they're doing, but it's actually.
But you know what?
Very clever.
I think people used to like Reigns, right? And what people got pissed off on was like,
Shield, yeah.
no, it was like, you've got to push, and you've done what to get this push? And what really was the point where everyone thought, nah, we're not having this, was when they were so desperate to put him over, they had to have The Rock run in to help him.
Because
With every Samoan's a fucking Rock's cousin. Even Nia Jax related to The Rock, for God's sake.
That's the weird thing. They picked the one Samoan that The Rock isn't actually related to. Yeah. Well, he's technically his cousin because their grandparents were brothers. That means they're not related. Do you not get that?
But that's the point where people just went, and even The Rock was getting booed now.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're desperate to put this guy over. You haven't done it out of circumstance. We don't like him because you forced it down our throats. We haven't chosen him to be the bad guy.
No, and I think you're right. I think though that it just, to my mind, the Reigns thing makes sense through that prism because it's a weird thing when, like your point, right? You're right. Like I mentioned to you before we started, he wins. The fights he's in and the wins he gets are those of a face. But when you get a crowd booing you for 15 minutes to the point where you can't do your promo, that tells me something, man. They're working the crowd to that effect. It's I don't know.
There's also another point, is that you had all these people to retire The Undertaker, and you chose Roman Reigns.
I'd like to think
you let Triple H have 2 goes at it in a row, and you didn't know it would be him. You had Shawn Michaels have 2 goes in a row, you didn't know it would be him. I mean, I think people would have preferred it if it was John Cena, and that's saying a lot. And you agree with me.
I think, I would have wanted to see a heel turn with that.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. I think people would have respected the fact more than John Cena was like The Undertaker the Roman Reigns.
But what would it have done for Cena?
It doesn't matter.
But it does if he's going away.
Yeah, but okay, then based on Ric Flair then.
Sorry?
Because why?
What was Shawn Michaels?
Yeah.
Well, the original plan was for him to stay.
Yeah, I'm not talking about original plans. I'm talking about they chose a legend to retire a legend.
Right, but to the extent that was probably a mistake in hindsight.
Yeah, but it worked.
For the company.
It worked.
Yeah, for a moment. But the company is struggling for moments right now. How many moments of the last year can you remember with clarity? They don't have the stars to make the moments, dude. All the moments we remember from last year, and I'll tell you this is my experience, were from Jericho and Owens.
Yeah, but I don't really care about it because the quality of wrestling's so much better than it used to be.
What, now, you mean?
Yes! Compare this to...
I'd argue that point.
Compare to 2015, I mean 2015 was...
Oh, you mean, if you're talking about the last 5 years...
That's what I mean, yes.
The calibre of talent is better. You know, back in the Attitude Era where they could plot each other with chairs and shit, I would argue the point. But no, if we're talking about 2 or 3 years ago when they're stopping ECW matches because someone's got a cut on their forehead. Yes, I would completely agree with you.
It's just the talent's better, the matches are more entertaining, people are actually getting booked because they're talented. It has this obsession with, you have to be good on the microphone to be a good superstar. What? So how come Chris Benoit got that for all they did, isn't it? Because he was so good on the mic. But he still made him... I know, we're going to make a joke, I'm using it as a context. Like, you can't use the fact that he's no good on the microphone. Yeah, but he's not trying to be world champion. He's supposed to be in contact. He's guys like Shelton Bench, for example. They cut him. Why? Oh, because he just wasn't developing his character. Does he need to have a character? Can't people just watch him because he's really good in the ring and he's good at what he does? People watch Shelton Benjamin because of the crazy stuff he does in Money in the Bank ladder matches. They don't care if he can't talk on the microphone or not. Rob Van Dam was never good on the microphone. Rob Van Dam was okay on the microphone.
Yeah.
He wasn't amazing, but he still made him champion.
But I think, coming back to the Reigns thing just before we move on, the Reigns thing is... I think ultimately he'll turn face at some point for realsies. And I mean, people actually like Reigns. It's just that at the moment they can't wrap their arms around an idea that maybe he is the future of the WWE. Maybe not the future that everyone wants him to be, because everyone wants an indie darling to be the champ.
Okay, Batman.
And that's fine. So
he's not the hero you want to be.
He's not the long-haired wrestler anyone wants, but maybe he's the one we need. But I don't know. The Reigns thing is just, it infuriated me when I watched the match back to Taker, because Taker gave him a chokeslam on a table, he gave him a chokeslam on a chair, and a tombstone, and he kicked out. And Reigns' response at the end of the match to pin the Undertaker was he hit the ropes 3 times and then hit a spear, because that supercharges the spear and makes it more dangerous than any finisher known to man. I just thought that was bullshit. A tombstone is always going to be more effective than someone gently cuddling you to the ground. Fuck, man. They banned it, for fuck's sake. They banned the tombstone because it was so dangerous. The spear, well, like I was saying, I cuddle people harder than that sometimes.
I wouldn't mean that if it was a good spear.
Yeah, but Reigns is he...
Compare it to Rhino Gore, Edge's spear, or... the king of the spear is Goldberg. Let's not get it twisted.
That's the thing. Goldberg's spear just snaps people's necks backwards, man. They just always go. It's always literally he picks them up first and then they snap back.
But when you watch Edge's spears as well, like literally the base of the spine hits the mat first.
Yeah.
Whereas Range is like cuddle, like literally, it's like he's walking towards them going cuddle. That's what he says to them when he goes to the floor, I'm sure.
Well, I've got the Gore down because the Gore he always just led him with his head, which I'm not sure he was meant to do, but I get because he was Rhino, they lead with their horns, so I guess he has to do that because he's hardcore. Yeah, but whatever. Anyway, point being is that overall, dude, I was actually quite impressed with Mania. I had to have 2 stabs at it because I was so knackered that day. But
I like the first half was great, the second half was, and by the way, the best match was Edge Styles and Jericho.
You think so too?
100%.
I was torn between that and the ladder match.
But the only problem with that is that you're trying to convince people that Shane McMahon can hang wrestling with AJ Styles.
When they were trying to get Taker to lose to Shane, I think that was when we threw causality out the window, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if it was a brawl, then yeah, 100% that's an even contest. When the whole thing about Shane doing headlock takeovers and hip toss and out wrestling AJ Styles, like, what are you trying to suggest? You're trying to say that Shane McMahon is as good as a WWE champion in the ring. That's the message. That's the message you're trying to tell people by doing this.
No, that's fair enough. I did like the 450 into the.
Oh yeah, the match was brilliant. Like the whole thing was great. Like when even AJ was trying doing the coast to coast, everyone was like, "Oh, he's definitely coast to coast Shane McMahon. Sure, that's not how he's going to win." And then Shane does it and Styles kicks out. It was a really good match. He gave Shane a black eye, but Shane can't do punches properly because he gives everyone a black eye fights. But which he does. If you look back in history, everybody ever fights is always gets a black eye.
Yeah, Shane always made it for his lack of ability, which has been insane. Yeah, Kurt, throw me through this plexiglass window. It won't break, but let's see what happens if we do. You mentalist. But yeah, okay, fine. Well, that's.
I think as a one-on-one match, it was the best. I think the ladder match was chaotic. It was a great ladder match. It was good. It was chaotic. It was what it needed to be.
Yeah. And I think the ladder match, the only reason why that might have cracked it was because of the Hardys, and that's it. As a match, it wasn't particularly spectacular. Although Sheamus took a particularly raucous boot to the face as Jeff laid down. I know he already had the cut, but the fact that he took... Oh, and actually Kiona took a kick to the face in the Styles match, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
I didn't notice that at first, and I was like, oh my god, he's bleeding, because there's a little pool on the mat.
Yeah, Mark Kiona's got a history of getting battered, so he really fine on it.
His placement is not very good. He needs to get the fuck out of the way of it.
I think he just likes it being realistic as possible.
I like that.
Yeah, God, when was the last... Google it, how long has he been in WWE now?
Like Kyoto. Sounds like a Pokemon. Kyoto, I choose you. He's like a Magikarp, so it just literally does one move. Fall.
What? Then he evolves. What? Then he evolves to a Gyarados. He evolves to El Hebner.
Well, if it was what's the name of the blonde one that used to be Ric Flair's tag team partner in WCW? There's the name.
Charles Robinson.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Charles Robinson. Yes. In that instance, yes, he evolves into a Gyarados. That's limousine riding, jet flying, Magikarp evolving. I don't know anything that rhymes with evolving. Mike Kyoto. They would chant his name the other night as well. That crowd was insane.
Do you know the one Raw where they all started chanting the commentator's name?
Yeah, I saw that. It was 2015.
And it was like, JBL, Michael Cole.
What was the announcer's name that day? Justin
Robert.
Yeah, I think they were chanting his name as well at one point. It was ridiculous. He's 6 foot tall and he's as old as Goldberg is.
Who?
Mike Chioda.
No, really?
Yeah.
He's been in wrestling a while.
There's a young man who cares.
Research on the spot on the Halcyon show.
Well, this is the thing, dude. I do
This
my
is very
research for my
true.
shows.
Definitely not scripted.
Well, I've got to be honest, dude. When I do my research for my gaming shows, I'm very thorough. As far as sports are concerned, I go completely off the
Sports
bat.
entertainment.
It's a real life sport. These are athletes who can get hurt. So don't try anything at home.
Please. It's it's not home anymore. Just don't try this.
Oh, at school or anywhere.
Because they saw our video, so they had to change it. That's my.
What video would that be, Nicky B?
The common wrestling.
Common room wrestling? What is this thing you speak of?
It's not a really good idea if we dubbed over it and commented on it again.
What did you do?
Yeah, we so
Did it like for
like
like?
an anniversary edition, like just commentate on the top of
We
it.
should do
That's
that.
such a good idea.
That'd be so cool. Fuck doing this dubbing over old WWE luck. Let's do that. Or, better yet, we can always see if 3 competitors are still willing to do another rematch for the title. Lightweight, colorweight, featherweight champion.
Yeah, you don't want to watch it.
To be honest, dude, it'd be funny to see him and then super kick him and walk away. I don't know, dude. I've got to set a good example for my little one now. She's starting to become cognizant of stuff. So that's the main reason why I started bleeping my videos, just in case if she ever grows up, sees them and goes, Daddy, what's a fuckwit?
Yeah, because she's never going to swear, is she?
She better not. My little girl's going to grow up to be an absolute perfect angel. Hey, she ain't turning out like no Katy Perry or Paige, let's put it that way. She ain't getting a Facebook account till she's 82. By that point, it won't even be Facebook anymore, it'll be a 3D
Faceagram.
Faceagram.
Faceagram snap.
Sounds like a great movie.
Yeah,
Sounds like something
the Faceagram
changed
snap.
to.
Yeah. If you're not become a wrestler, that is now your finishing move.
Oh, dude, we need to patent that right now because someone will snip that. We're like, what if we combine all moves of social media into one wrestler? Fan done.
Off-cuff question. Best wrestling finisher name.
Oh, just name, not actual move.
It could be the worst move in the world, but it's got a pretty cool name.
Best name. That's a tough one.
I have one and it's easily the best name.
Well, do you want to say it first and then me agree, or me try and top it? It's up to you.
Skull Crushing Finale. That is a great finishing name. It is a great name. It doesn't have to be great as in badass. It's just a good name for a move.
I think, do you know what, weirdly enough, I think my favourite move name ever is a weird one because it was a finisher and now it isn't. DDT. Something about that, I just like, DDT! It's just like, it sounds like a bomb, you know? But now it's not enough.
Sami Zayn has the best DDT in the world.
I've never seen him do DDT.
What, when he dives through the middle rope from outside the ring, through the other side of the ring, and does a tornado DDT? You've not seen it?
Oh, tornado DDT, no.
No, I mean like when he goes, he's sort of, the guy's like, say, you got the 4 ring, like you're on the, where the announcers table are,
yes.
That's the side you are, and Sami Zayn is like on the left hand side, by the side. He dives through the middle ropes, through in between where the post is, and then he spins and does a DDT. You've never seen it? I've already watched Sami Zayn matches.
I've seen some of them. Google, not all of them.
But Sami Zayn
Can't be asked to Google
No,
Sami Zayn on the podcast. I'll tell you what I'll do. I will do some research on Sami Zayn because just to remind everyone we're actually doing a podcast. Do you know what, dude? It feels like we're shooting the breeze a bit more, which is why I wanted to do it like this because I just thought it was a bit looser. Anyways, if you're bored of that, go and find another game, dude.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's alright. Seriously, just so people know, I have a setup in my room where I have the original 360, the Xbox One. I'm going to figure out a way of getting the original Xbox in here as well at one point. So when I review games, I can review them right before I go to sleep so I can forget everything that I learned.
Old Xbox games.
I will try.
Xbox 2. Xbox 2 is amazing.
Original Xbox games, dude, that was the thing. I had an original Xbox, but I had 3 games for it. Jet Set Radio Future, which you can't buy for less than 50 quid. Which is bullshit, because it's an amazing game, and I got it for free, right? Halo 2, and what was the other one I had? See, I can't remember what the other one was. Oh, who cares? Anyway, point being is, just so you know, Mike Chioda has been refereeing since 1989.
Yeah.
Like I say, he's 50 years old, he's 6 foot and 175 pounds of pure referee. Which makes him more brittle than a bout of Roman Reigns' hair.
That makes so much sense.
It's not meant to. But yeah, so well, that's WrestleMania in a nutshell, I guess. We've covered everything. We won't talk about the Taker retirement because I'll be honest. Maybe I'm reading too much into this shit. I didn't hear anyone actually say he retired.
He was symbolic though, wasn't he?
Symbolic, true. But the WWE have not said we would like to extend our heartfelt thanks or anything. And the argument has been made by my housemate, yeah, but he's a gimmick, he's protected, Lawrence. Like, but he's retired. There's nothing to protect anymore. He symbolically left the character in the ring. I get that symbolism, so what I don't get is why WWE wouldn't just say he's retired. Michael Cole went so far as to say people on social media are reporting that he's retired. But you're WWE, you know if he has or he hasn't. So I think maybe.
Well, he's having a hip replacement, so
yeah. So he'll come back as a wheelchair bound take. I'll make a ramp.
Oh God, why?
He'll jump the ramp into the ring on top of Roman Reigns, crushing him.
I would like in my view, I would like to have Undertaker and Kane have one more moment. Whether it be against each other, together, and then that should be called it quits. And they should do it together because I think that would be really cool. Because they're both. I know Kane doesn't get the applause that Undertaker does, but they're both great legends in their own right.
So consistent, the pair of them.
I mean, how many injuries has Kane had?
Kane's had just as many injuries as anybody else, and that's the thing. It never gets reported because he just comes back, and he never comes back to much fanfare, and he never really leaves with much fanfare either. So people just assume he's around.
No, Kane was great. Whenever he comes back from an injury, whenever he comes back after being time off, he's like, "Yes, I'll come to the ring, and now you're all going to die." I don't care who's in that ring. If Kane's fire hits, whoever's in the ring is screwed.
Isn't it sad that these days that the only person that can clear a ring realistically, two people, are Braun Strowman, who you can totally buy, or Roman Reigns. There's only two people that clear rings these days.
I don't understand this all around. I really don't.
Dude, well, even if you want to take out to it, if you want to say my point is full of shit, which I can understand if you want to say that, anyone that's listening or commenting or whatever. Because people comment that, dude. I get into full-blown debates in my comment section, which is hard because I want to save that stuff for videos. Anyway, even if you want to say I'm full of shit, okay? I think they've gotten to the point of no return with Reigns now. They can't pull the plug on him because.
Oh no! I'm not debating that at all. I don't want to talk about Roman Reigns again because it's pissing me off. But he's just this amazing badass. It's like you have only one impactful move that causes devastation. You have a spear.
I don't know, that mic to the face is pretty impactful.
But you know, even back in the days, right, when Bradshaw come down to the ring like a Royal Rumble, it was like, yeah, you're all going to get clotheslined, you're all screwed, you're all going to die, because he's going to come round and at least 6 of you are going to get hit by a clothesline from hell.
Gives me an idea for a great finishing move, Dave. The clothesline from hell is up there with the best, because it was one of those ones where it hit and then they said it, and it was like, everyone's recoiling in horror.
And when it bounces off the rope when he's hit, the whole crowd just goes quiet. It's like, oh no,
here it comes! Oh, and it's, oh, clothesline from hell! But you don't need it to have the impact for the move. The move sells itself. Like, actually saying that, Enzo, I don't know what match he was in or when it was the Rumble. Lesnar hit him with a clothesline and man did he sell that so well. Just went, seriously, I didn't know Enzo could do backflips. You know what I mean? It's like that kind of impact is great.
Well, I absolutely love how much Corey Graves paints Enzo. It's TV gold. How much he just. He's like when Enzo's music hit, when we go to a Rumble, he was like, "This is potentially the greatest day of my life."
That was pretty good. But I think the sad thing is they're grooming him to be like a new king, and he's nowhere near as well. Like, I tell you what, dude.
Yeah, but I'm going to stop you short there.
Okay, go for it, sorry.
No one's ever going to be king.
I'm sorry.
In the same way no one's ever going to be JR.
Oh, God. Oh, man, 100%. Actually, I want to get your thoughts on that, if that's okay. Just again to veer topic. By the way, I keep veering topics because I finally have a playmate on one of these podcasts. I usually have to sit here and think of things to say on my own. It's so much easier to bounce off somebody on these things. JR, during WrestleMania, what did you make of it?
It's on a 2-year contract. Because...
No, but as in
because
Why did he do it?
Because, what, for that match in particular?
Considering his wife had died a few days prior.
Probably because Taker really wanted him to do his last match, and JR really wanted to do Undertaker's last match.
Yeah, I don't know. There was something about the whole thing. I get because I listened to JR's explanation about it because he talked about how he thought his wife would want him to do it, and that he was just going to throw himself into the weekend.
It's the same reason why Bradshaw was commentating.
That he was.
Because he was Undertaker's best man. His wedding.
Bradshaw
was the way around. Basically, Bradshaw and Undertaker were like that.
Yeah, they were both part of the Bone Street, or Bone Street, whatever. Whatever they're called. They got tattoos and they would hurt you if you looked at them properly.
As well. But that's why I think he needs to retire, because JR calling it, Bradshaw on commentary, it was like, what, how come Bradshaw's come out all of a sudden? Now why is JR coming down to the ring? It's like, it just didn't.
It was for Taker.
Yeah, and that's the main reason why. I do get what you're saying about just announce it, and I do think what your housemate is saying, I think it has credibility to it. I think he'll let Taker do it in his own time. He probably wants to have a sit replacement, get his body sorted out, and then come back and then say just have his moment, right? Because he's going to get his slot, isn't he? Because Ric Flair got it, Shawn Michaels got it, even Daniel Bryan got it. Well, they're going to have their moment where they're going to be able to put in front of that camera and they can say their bit. And it'd just be nice for
I think
Taker to come out and be Mark Howard.
Yeah, the thing I was going to say was the counter to my own argument would be, you'll know when he's retired when he walks on the stage at the Hall of Fame. That's when he'll like that's it. And it'll be next year where they go, ladies and gentlemen, The Undertaker's going into the Hall of Fame. It's like, oh, he really is retired.
Yeah, I think that's when he'll come out and do his bit.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's when officially the character will be laid to rest. But the only reason why I'm picking the whole is because it's WWE and it's fun to speculate about. Maybe it isn't his last match.
Yeah,
maybe he'll come back next year and beat Roman Reigns into a pulp.
Who will induct him?
Who will induct Taker? Fuck me, that's a good question.
There's several people that could do it.
Do you know what? If he'd have inducted another maybe one or two people, I'd have said Vince. But because Vince has only done it for Stone Cold, and that was purely on the basis that you made me more money than anyone else ever. Well, I know they're like father and son, but I don't know. That's a good question.
JR found him, didn't he? Did JR scout him?
Yeah, but what I mean is that Vince McMahon has only
No,
one person.
I totally agree, but I'm talking about potential people that could induct him, like maybe JR was.
Oh, in terms of who scouted him, I think.
Or they could just do it really easy and just get Kane to do it.
Well, Taker debuted. No, it wouldn't have been JR, and I'll tell you why, because Taker debuted before WrestleMania 9.
Oh, was it Michael Hayes?
I don't know, if I'm honest. I don't know. I know Vince was the one that came up with the gimmick. That's all I know. He called Taker. That's one of my favourite Taker stories because he told it. He's like, so I quit WCW. I went to Vince McMahon's house and said, well, I'm going to blow him away. I'm going to get a job. He walked out and didn't hear anything for about 3 months. And he went, well, I guess I'm not getting a job. And then he gets a call one day and he goes,
is that my Undertaker?
Is this the Undertaker? And he goes, is this you, dude? And he's like, no, is this the Undertaker? And he goes, hell yeah, I'm your Undertaker. And like, he cracks us. That's such a great story. I love that shit. But yeah, they were like, I would like it to be Vince because I think Vince is the one that can really sell how much of an impact he made to the WWE. Not as an impact in itself, but the fact that he was there from start to finish and never wavered in terms of loyalty, application, consistency, and quality.
Yeah. Or they could just get Kane to do it.
Yeah, I think
because Kane's a very articulate person. He's done quite a few speeches for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but I just think, what I would say is I could quite easily see it being the other way around. But as for Kane inducting the Undertaker, I don't know. That would be a bit of a stretch for me. Kane's weird, man. He's got his investment firm and he's running for office at the same time. How does he find time to do anything else? Jesus, I can barely run a YouTube channel and do a job. But anyway, that's wrestling. That's wrestling. We've talked extensively.
Wrestling's covered.
What have we done? We've done an hour and 4 minutes. I don't want to stop.
No.
Let's go. I'll tell you what. We'll go to an hour and a half. Our first 90-minute episode.
Dun, dun, dun.
Done. Which is a shame because we did an episode a few months back, which I had to scrap because the sound quality was terrible and the video quality didn't sync up with the sound that did work, which pissed me off because that was a really good show we did.
Yeah, apart from the fact we kept having John Cena songs coming in the background, which is really, really embarrassing.
Well, there's only one person who's got the John Cena theme song in his playlist, and it certainly is not Bonnie Boy.
Yeah, you tell my dad not to put John Cena songs in his iPhone.
Your dad?
Yeah.
Your dad.
Your dad.
Show him this at some point and let him tear you to pieces and say, of course I didn't put it in there. What's he? Because I know your dad, and your dad's a good man. He would never put a John Cena. He would never download a John Cena song. Anyway, another topic of conversation, if I may.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have one as well, but we'll go with
Do
it.
you know what? No. Run with that forward, man.
I am now, that's the
Are you playing Poland versus Czech? You win it 3-0.
Yeah.
It's not even a challenge. Put something on that's a challenge. I want to see you swearing. Yes,
Who's
I
going
am
to-
straight. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Ironic, I think we're dick, yeah? What is the future
I don't know.
of
And present being. Shut up.
Sorry. Who's going to win the next World Cup?
FIFA World Cup. Oh God, I don't know, dude. You know I'm not qualified.
Come on,
just shoot a breeze. I don't know. Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, come on.
World Cup. Let me think.
Do you think the potential of the stars that Brazil have now, they can challenge again?
No, the thing I was going to say was if Belgium don't start pulling up their socks and delivering on the potential that they have, they won't get many more chances. I mean, when you look at their team and the fact that they've got quality from start to finish, similar to the way that the Spain team had a few years ago before they started running out of strikers and their goalkeepers starting to come a bit haphazard in their consistency.
But it's funny how you say that, because now, who's got a goal? David De Gea, who is one of the best strikers in the world.
But was he as good as Iker Casillas?
No. But he's still one of the best goalkeepers in the world.
No doubt, but what I'm saying is that it's overall
And-
it's kind of gone down.
And they've got Diego Costa. And it's like, would you say...
Really produced so far. He's had a couple of good matches recently, I'll grant you that, but he was doing so badly at one point he was dropped by the Spanish national team in favour of the 36-year-old.
Yeah. But the thing is, the Spain players, I think what they didn't struggle with was defenders. They're clinging on to Sergio Ramos and people that life depends on. Oh, I don't even rate Piqué that much as a defender, to be honest with you.
I rate him as a man who's won at
Got
life.
it, mate. He's won life. Life completed it. Literally. He doesn't know what a bad day is.
It's a joke.
Oh, we lost the game 3-0. That's right, babe. I'm Shakira. I'll just see you. Oh, your life is instantly better.
Me and him have a joke where we just have a mental tick list. Okay, plays for Barcelona, weighs £180,000 a week, married, impregnated Shakira. It's like, yeah, dude, you don't know what a bad day is, even if it hit you with a truck.
Absolutely.
So, as far as winning the World Cup, dude, it's a crapshoot because the last one, who ever saw Brazil getting smashed 7-1? You know, that shouldn't have happened, but it did, and no one could really explain why Brazil capitulated in the way they did and why all the players are still alive, because Brazilians never let that shit lie. I don't know, dude. I think the ones I'd want to watch are France, Belgium, and
France's depth is staggering.
I just think they've got those couple of players that can make a difference in a game, and that's what you need in a World Cup. You need not necessarily great players, but you need players that just have something. Like Neymar's got that something. Germany had, Goetze, who made that thing happen. Yeah, he's kind of dovetailed off now, which is bad, but do you know what I mean? England don't have that, which I think is a fair comment. Really used to be when he was
The only person in England, there's only two people in England that really could give you that sort of
that pop.
And unfortunately, they've both Spurs. And that's Harry Kane, Dele Alli. Because I watched Tottenham early today. This is Saturday. And
You heard it here first, Arsenal fans. He was watching a Spurs game
I'm
voluntarily.
hoping Watford could do something.
Go on then.
And Dele just picks the ball up and just pings it top corner. Like it's just like it's a thing he can do without even trying. Like the ease in which he does it is just stupid. He did it, and I just think, and Harry Kane has that ability as well. Harry Kane can just get the ball and he would just hit it, and if he hits it sweetly, it's going in, and there's nothing a goalkeeper can do about it. And they are the only two players England possess that can do things like that. Because the people, they've got to do it. Jamie Vardy is a defender's nightmare. In fact, he runs on behind, he chases lost balls, he doesn't give up, he's a lethal finisher. He has that, but he can't get the ball at his feet and run past 7 players and score through the top corner. You know, but that's something Dele. I'm not saying Dele Alli can run past 7 players, but you know, Dele Alli and Harry Kane have the ability to take people on and bang on the top corner.
Yeah, and I think with England, they're still in that weird. I mean, Iceland, then, the same team then as it is now in effect. Okay, a few changes and tweaks, I'll grant you that. But like any top quality international team would never even we wouldn't have gone into that game as confident as we normally would, okay? But we produced some pretty decent results prior to that against some moderate opposition, okay? But it was still Iceland. We should have expected to win that game before we even stepped foot on that pitch and delivered.
Yeah, that's fair.
But the fact that they almost gave up halfway through the game.
We're not going to We're not going to We're not going to up. Well, people think we're going to that. People think we'll take the game in time. No, we scored first.
But it's that. But we listened to Gary Neville talk on. It was his first appearance back after being fired by Valencia. Carragher couldn't wait to tear him to pieces, but they kind of got into a more civilised conversation. And they talked about that loss, and he went, I've got to be honest, I've watched that game 20 times since. I still can't figure out why the players did what they did. They all simultaneously switched off and forgot how to be footballers. And I thought it was a really scathing indictment of the team that he had a hand in. That they could all just mentally fuck off for 10 minutes. To the point where Iceland went, cool, let's have a crack.
You're getting coached.
Lead a horse to water before it starts.
Yeah, I don't. As much as he's a coach, Hodgson's a manager.
Yeah.
And it's. You can't say Teddy doesn't have a tactical brain because you go. I remember when he first retired and I was like, right, going over the pundit, I'm going to tear into it, everything he says, I'm going to disagree with. And then I watched. The first time he was pundit, I was like, shit.
I'm agreeing with an awful lot of what you're saying here, Neville. Shit. Please stop.
And now, you'd be hard to find to argue the point that he's the best pundit on television.
Well, this is the thing. He said something that again, similar attitude, I went, fuck, I agree with him. The Wenger thing. And he said something like to the effect, I can't remember what the quote was, but he said something to the effect of, do you know what the real problem is with Arsene Wenger? Everyone's bored of him. It's the FIFA mentality, okay? If we had one copy of FIFA previously, we'd have made that last 5 years. Now we need a new one each year. He didn't talk about this, but I equate it to this. We always need something new, something even if it's not better, we just want new. And the manager situation is just that. Wenger's been around for God knows how many years. 1, 2, I forget.
Yeah.
People just want a new manager. They don't even care if he's worse, because they just want Wenger gone. And when you break it down like that, it makes it sound silly, but it doesn't change how people feel. You can hold a mirror up to the situation, but the image is still the image. You can realise that he's got a point.
Yeah, no idea.
But the fact is, it doesn't stop you or any other fan going, yeah, but I still want to see something new because I want to see what the possibility is. If we stick with Wenger, I know what's going to happen. Because we've seen it 10 years in a row. It's ludicrously accurate how we can predict when Wenger's team capitulate. Do you want another drink?
Yeah, is that right?
No. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll wrap up this podcast in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah. Sorry guys, my throat is not great.
Well, the man's limping through this podcast for me. We've been wanting to do one for a little bit. I do podcasts weekly now, so I'm into the swing of things. It's very easy for me to be able to do these now, whereas my man over here he's taking one for the team. Unless of course you want to have a sip on some go juice.
What's that?
Just juice.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know.
If you want to call it, we'll call it, because we've done the wrestling.
No, I just want you to have, just so you're not choking to death over that. To be honest, dude, I'll be passing out next week. We've got a bank holiday Monday coming up, folks, and to be honest, my job has been kicking my ass so bad, I can't wait for 4 days off.
You give me the leave?
Yeah, it's on your leg.
Oh.
No, let me get it. Okay. I'm single now, I'm allowed to be. Do you know what, that's sad. When I'm so busy on YouTube and things, I can't even be asked to go on pop on dates now.
It's release, it's freedom.
Yeah, but something tells me I should, like, you know, I shouldn't ever be that point in my life when I'm too busy to be able to have a relationship. That's such a douchey thing to say. I have something in common with Harry Styles, if that's the case. And I never want that to be the case. I never want that to be the case. I'd sooner lose a leg. Anyway. Right, well, my man's going to take a break from voicing because he's hanging on, bless him. So I'm going to take a few moments to talk about the show like I was at the beginning of the show and bring it back. It's Allardyce Thin, interesting. Oh, he's still manager here.
Yeah.
Well, you better. Are you England?
Yeah.
Well, you need to win because he's got a 100% record to maintain. All right.
Oh, shit, I bet it has to win as well.
Can't let him down, mate. You cannot let him down. But anyway, Halcyon, the show. I want to say thanks, people. I've been on other people's channels with vastly more followers than me. And it seems that I'm getting a consistent level of views that is actually keeping with how many subscribers I've got, whereas I'm seeing channels with 5, 7, 800 subscribers that are getting the same level of views as me. So I want to say thanks to everybody that's taken the time, even if you only watch 5 minutes at the beginning of a video, to watch one of my videos and just give me some feedback, leave a comment, like it, share it, dislike it, tell me I'm full of shit, whatever you do. I really, really appreciate it. It's keeping me motivated to continue to release content. I'm on the cusp of hitting 5,000 views in total. My man's just scored, good. But I'm on the cusp of hitting 5,000 views. When I hit 5,000 or I hit my 100th video, I'll do something a little bit different, a little bit special as a kind of a thing that YouTubers do, which is like, congratulations viewers, you got me up to here, so I'm going to do something special for you. And the thing is, I was thinking about it the other day. I got out of my bet in my podcast. I made a bet that said if Goldberg-Lesnar went longer than 5 minutes, I'd have to watch the commensurate amount of time that it goes of 8-legged freaks. And I'm not allowed to leave the room, I'm not allowed to like cover my eyes, I have to sit, I have to watch. So if it goes 5 minutes and 30 seconds, I have to watch 5 minutes and 30 seconds of thingy, okay? But I was safe because it went 4 minutes and 45 seconds. So close, but I got away with it. But I thought, do you know what, that's a pretty good loss.
You know, it's quite impressive they did all that stuff in 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Considering that it still boiled down to maybe 8 moves, dude.
Was WrestleMania on that?
Yeah.
They had a lot of moves. They had a lot.
I can't call 12 German suplexes.
No,
12
no, not a lot of moves. What I mean is, they had a lot of. There was a lot of them in that time. Like they managed to spear Lesnar outside through a barricade and go back into the ring all within 4 minutes.
But I mean, quite frankly, the shortest of the match was great because fuck me, was WrestleMania long. 7 hours of wrestling entertainment is great on paper, but when you're trying to sit through it and your eyes are starting to bleed, it's a bit much.
It's worse than that. God, you've got NXT Takeover.
It's not simultaneous though.
No, this is all the same weekend.
Yeah.
Is this NXT Takeover? Then you've got WrestleMania pre-show, 2 hours. WrestleMania, 5 hours. Yeah. Then you've got Raw, 3 hours. Then you've got SmackDown, 2 hours. Then NXT. It all follows one after the other. There's no break. It is like, for the first time in your life, you're sort of looking, can I watch something else other than wrestling? That question's never faced me before, but I actually generally thought that when I was watching.
Dude, I had to, like I said, I had to take 2 stabs at it. I had to watch some of it one day, I had to watch the rest of it another day, and then I had to go through the highlights before I did the podcast just to make sure I was on point with some of the things I was talking about. It was just, dude, 5 hours. I mean, I remember when 3 hours used to feel like a lot. You know, a 2-hour show was great because it had tons of content, it all meant something, and everyone had to get their spots in quick. 5 hours? 5 hours is just far too fucking long, man. Speaking of things that are too long, man, penis.
That's what you thought.
You didn't laugh at that though, so it's not ridiculous. But anyway, point being, so yeah, what I'll do for my 100th video, and this is the challenge though, I'm not just going to do it for no fucking reason. I'm currently on 105 subscribers. If I get to 110 by by the time I get to 5,000 views, I'll do the forfeit. I'll record myself watching 5 minutes of 8-legged freaks. I will Google to see when a particularly fucking bad segment of it is, and I will subject myself to 5 minutes of it for your visual and audio pleasure.
5 minutes plus the amount of followers you have in the second.
What? No, that's another minute. No, fuck that. Doing that. I'll tell you what. Okay, fine. I'll up the ante then, seeing as you're doing a Vince McMahon and saying, I got a better idea.
The thing is, I don't have any fears, so you can't have no illusion against me.
Well, I know, but you have things you can't stand. They're just not fear-based. I'll buy you a John Cena set and make you wear it.
No, that's good.
Head to toe in John Cena. So that means the short shorts, jeans, the
You wear short shorts.
whatever they're called. Well, I'll make them short shorts too.
Just denim shorts, not short shorts.
I'll cut them off.
What kind of X-rated John Cena's are you fucking watching?
I'll cut them off where the pockets meet, so there's like a weird pocket overhang thing, and you could and they'll be tassely, so it'll look cool. But yeah, I'll tell you what, I like the ante then. For every follower over 110 I have, I'll add another minute.
You're another minute. Oh, I said a second for every follower.
The second, every follower's hard, dude. It's taken me. I started doing this last year in February.
Every extra follower you have attained that time, not the total.
Yeah, so yeah, what I mean is that would only be like, maybe 2 more. I think the most amount of followers I've ever got in a week was 20. And that was because I was promoting the shit out of my channel. Like every day I was spending 2 hours promoting like a motherfucker. It's hard, dude. But then again, I've got some really cool followers now. I mean, actually, I want to just take a moment, because I do shout outs in each one of my videos now. So we're going to take a moment, uninterrupted, because my boy is engrossed in a 2-1. How did it go to 2-1?
What do you mean?
Oh, you 1-0 up.
Yeah, I scored an goal. Good bullshit.
Video manager, community. Just so you know, if you've never been on YouTube's create page, it's not a very slick process. It's very cumbersome. But anyway, right. So first and foremost, BBK Smasher, young YouTuber, keeps commenting on my videos because he keeps watching them. You absolute jammy git. Appreciate it, dude. Megalicious. Sorry, I keep pronouncing it wrong. Mel Gaseous. Sorry, dude. Portuguese fella. Really, really nice guy. Good content. Go check him out. Cronenberg. You're going to start seeing him in my videos soon. He's going to make me a 30-second promo. I'm going to start dropping that in some of my videos, like Rob Bandhead.
Okay, yeah.
He did. I dropped one of his videos in the middle of mine. People complained like a motherfucker. They said he was shit, and I said, "Go fuck yourself." He's a friend. I'm going to do him a favour. I've actually overtaken him now. I'm so happy. Like he had videos up at one point. I was super jealous because his videos were getting way more attention than mine.
So about the uninterrupted shout-out, yeah?
I like the point. I like it. That's why you should be on the show more. GFY Productions. Dude's going in for surgery soon, guys. So if you could do me a favour, go and check out some of his videos. Go and lend him some support and give him some cheer about when he gets back from his surgery. Dude, hope you're doing okay, man. Few other people, Nutty Ninja, he's commented fairly extensively on the wrestling videos. So dude, I'll get around to replying to some of your comments at some stage. Again, apologies for any people I haven't replied to. It's just been a manic couple of days. Zombies Playground, another good one, another good channel. He's been commenting, he's been leaving stuff. Appreciate it, dude. And the big one, Cinematic Venom. We are probably going to do another collaboration at some point. He wants me to go. Actually, do you know what? I shouldn't say, otherwise he might not. So I won't say anything. But he's got something special planned for when he hits 800 subs, which I'm probably going to be taking part in, and I'll be the guy that's there shooting down all the fun. I can't talk about it directly, but suffice to say, I'm a very cynical person when it comes to things that aren't fact or science based. It has nothing to do with facts or science. So we'll touch on that at some stage. If there's anyone else I'm missing, I'm sorry. I just can't be asked to go through all my comment section to get all the notes. But I'll put links in the description of this video for other channels that I want you to go check out as always. So please go and lend them your support. I really appreciate it if you could do that. Obviously like, share and subscribe to this channel as well. As far as videos coming up, we are discussing something, an idea.
Yes.
But we're not going to film it potentially today because what I was
going to draft.
Well, what I was going to suggest was, I don't know what you're doing for the bank holiday weekend, but if you want to set aside 45 minutes to shoot, I can imagine we can get through the video relatively quickly.
Yes. We also we took a list as well.
Or, I was going to suggest this actually. Sorry to cut you up. You know how you can live stream on this now? Yes. I was going to say, if we do that. If you want to do, so the idea, people, in case this gets commented and shared because they want to see it, top 10 or 5? Top 5.
Did we say 10? Because it's going to be 5 each. It's not going to be top 10. It's not going to be like I do 10, you do 9. It's not going to be like that. It'll be like you'll have a top 5 and I'll have a top 5.
Oh, well, if we have competing top 5s, I'd be okay with that. Because I think
I don't even think the word competing. It's more like
I think it has to be a battle of wits. Well, no, I think
we even agree what we put number 1 in. We both think said number 1's the same film. We even said that it would be.
We can't just deal with that now.
We didn't spend a lot of time to film it.
You can tell me after. You can tell me after the show. I was going to say off camera, but we're not on camera. That you know about. As far as the video ideas go, there's a few that I want to run by my man here. The number 1 though is there's going to be a top 5/10 list, depending on how we configure it, that we'll sit down and film.
Are we saying what the context is?
Yeah, go for it, dude.
It's the top 10.
This is your idea, so
top 10, top 10,
educate people.
Top 10, top 5. What are you doing?
Well, I tend to go with top 5. Well, they're saying that I'm going to break that soon. I'm going to make a top 10 badasses game.
Okay, so hang on. So what we'll say is it's both of our top 5 sci-fi films that aren't Star Wars or Star Trek. We're doing Star Trek. I don't really like Star Trek that much, but they're the two. You think sci-fi films? They're the two cornerstones of, well, not cornerstones, but like the blockbuster sci-fi films.
Yeah.
And we're going to make a top 5 list each of our top 5 sci-fi films that are not Star Wars or Star Trek. Mostly Star Wars because we're absolute Star Wars nerds.
do we have to have a debate then at that? I'll tell you what then. We can have the debate now for the audible delight of the people that are listening. What constitutes a sci-fi film? Like, would Terminator count as a sci-fi film, for instance?
Yeah.
Or is that a thriller action film?
Well, look, it has sci-fi. It can be any sort of genre. It could be a drama. It could be, it's always got sci-fi elements, science fiction.
So what kind? So
like examples, Aliens science fiction,
okay,
Terminator science fiction,
iRobot
Robot science fiction. These are films that are science fiction.
Yeah.
Not the original Lost in Space. I'm not going to say the new Lost in Space because that was a terrible film.
Matt LeBlanc in it, and if you want to make any series better, you add Matt LeBlanc. Look at Top Gear.
Have you actually watched the new one? No. This series is a lot better.
It's still got Matt LeBlanc.
Yeah, but they completely changed the.
I watched 5 minutes of it wasn't the Veyron, what's it called?
Veyron.
I watched 5 minutes of that race, and the guy who wasn't Matt LeBlanc had about as much charisma as my foot. He was boring as piss to watch.
Yeah, but he's anyway, this is the idea.
What's your opinion? Yeah, it's my channel, so of course my opinion is right.
So this is the idea. So space, sciencey, just weird stuff.
But do we include right? So this is where I don't get if science fiction is that or if it isn't. So is fantasy part of that?
No, that's fantasy.
So Lord of the Rings, we can forget about. I don't have to argue against that. So
no, because science fiction has science elements.
Yeah, but
Terminator is a scientific and creative artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
So is our robot. Science fiction of aliens, it's aliens and they're they're in space. It's set in the future.
Do you know what I would argue though? This is a weird thing to have an argument about now. I wouldn't classify Star Wars as science fiction unless you have to. Right, Star Wars. Right, I prefer to think of the Force as magic rather than as midi-chlorians are in your blood and they produce a force field that you can manipulate. But it has a mind of its own apparently. What? You can't have it both ways. It can't be omnipotent and part of your DNA.
You can't be omnipotent and your bitch at the same time.
Fuck's sake. Anyway, the Star Wars, by that definition, I would prefer to class as fantasy because then it's still Force magic.
Do you know what we could do?
Force
Star Wars is just Star Wars.
Oh yeah, well, we're not going to do Star Wars.
That's what you need to do. It's not horror, it's not science fiction, it's not drama, it's not fantasy, it's Star Wars.
I don't know, Hayden Christensen's portrayal is pretty horrific. Zing! So I did that. A player. It was rather humorous anecdote, I thought.
So yeah, that's the general idea.
Right,
it's
so
top 5 films each that we... It's not an interpretation, isn't it?
It is, and that's why I'm trying to make sure I get it, because the thing is with science fiction, it's such a broad genre.
What are we Google? What is science fiction? Don't do this now. We've all got a video up. We can do this after.
I like the fact that we could be googling things like what's the meaning of life? What's the cure for cancer? No. What is science fiction?
What is Roman Reigns?
Does Roman Reigns even possess a penis? Probably not. But it's worth checking just to be sure. What is science fiction?
Didn't they read the copyright for saying Superman?
No. Because they decided not. Well, do you think, right, they'll just... Do you know what, is it worth the lawsuit for DC to get involved and say, right, what's happening to the Roman Reigns? Do you know what, fuck it. Just to make sure we're as associated with it as little as possible, we'll just let him get on with it. Hopefully he'll get bored of using it or change the name at some point. That way, we don't have to go through the rigmarole of having to get him to stop using it and butchering the good name. To be fair though, it kind of fits. Because people don't like Superman right now either.
Yeah.
He is the Roman Reigns of the comic book world because everyone's just like, lol, I win. Even though he died in the last film. Or did he? Do you know what, dude? They're setting up Justice League War so bad right now with that film. And people don't even get how similar it's going to be to the cartoon they put out. The only difference is that Superman he'll be dead and he'll be reanimated by Apocalypse. Or no, it's not Apocalypse, it's Darkseid. But at the end, they'll free him and then they'll form the Justice League properly. And then Ben Affleck will quit as Batman and they'll have to reboot the whole thing. It'll be glorious. Wonderful. Define. Oh, fucking hell, dude. When it's got a whole article that says Defining Science Fiction, the Centre for the Study of Science Fiction.
Yeah,
I think, fuck it, whatever we want.
Yeah.
Fuck it, who cares? Right, so let's wrap this up, dude. What's been your name and what the hell have you been doing here?
I'm Mickey B, and we have been talking about wrestling and briefly talking about football and ideas for Halcyon in the future.
That was pretty good. That's decent, wasn't it? Watch how it's done.
Short channel, so.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've had the distinct privilege of listening to the audio caramel that is Mickey B. And for this show and the show only co-host of the Halcyon Show, I've been your main host and proper host and the host whose opinion you should listen to, Lauren Risley. You can follow me at Twitter. Oh, he's finally clocked. If he talks into the mic, he can talk over him without listening to what I'm saying. Shit. But no, dude, it's been, again, I apologise. Do you know what I feel weird sometimes? Like, having to remember that I have to host, and it breaks up our conversations because it feels a bit forced. But the thing is, that conversation we just had, it doesn't feel like we've been talking.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So, sorry I have to break back into host mode.
You're wrapping it up.
I'm wrapping it up, but I'm just making sure...
You're trying to wrap it up for about half an hour?
Dude, we've literally just gone over the 90-minute mark, so that is proper cool. But yeah, so thanks very much for everybody who took 5 minutes out of their day to have a listen to this. Like I say, please like, share, subscribe. Do me a favour as well. This man will have already forgotten about it, but go and check this man's channel out for his Let's Plays. He's only done a few so far, but I'd like to see a few. I'd like to see him get into double figures, maybe even triple figures for some of his Let's Plays, and get him to do more. And I want him to do more stuff. Maybe not to camera, but I want him to record some shit because he's got some insightful stuff. And it'd be nice to hear him talk, but at the moment, he doesn't have much incentive because you're not giving him a chance. Go give this man a chance. Go and watch his YouTube channel. In fact, fuck it, I'll put a link to your channel in the description of my videos. 105 subscribers now, so one of them's going to watch. Even if it's me, I don't care. And what would you, if more people watch, would you do more?
Yeah, I probably would. I mean, to be honest, I just did them really just to show you game content. That's why I do it. It's mainly just for you. If you ever want to talk about games and stuff.
You can't see this, but I'm turning red right now.
Yeah.
It feels so flat.
So the best video there is the Doom video. Oh, I love it. Because the reason why... I'll talk about Doom for a minute.
You had a problem with me at lacking.
Yeah, I will.
No, dude.
Doom, like... You've seen how good it is. The multiplayer, how crazy it is. There was a halo about it. Yeah. He got like no publicity. The people out there have played the new Doom and played it online. They know how good that multiplayer is.
It came out at the same time as Overwatch.
Yeah.
And that completely saturated.
I'm not going to be wrong. Overwatch is an amazing game. I haven't actually personally played it. I've seen people play it. It looks amazing. It's fun. Like I've never actually played it, but you know what? Props. Well done. It's a great game. Obviously, it's got loads of fans, loads of people playing it. It's obviously a great game. But I'm saying, give Doom the credit to it. You have to really. It's like just like the old Dooms. You know, even the campaigns like the old, it's literally you and a gun, you don't really aim really, you just try and shoot everything you see. It's not none of this aiming down the scope, none of that nonsense.
Yeah.
the campaign's brilliant, the multiplayer is amazing, it's original, it deserves to have more credit than what it's had. You know, that's what I'm going to say.
And that's a fair point, and that's, dude, I'll share, again, we're not doing a very good job wrapping up, but I'm going to go off on another little tangent here, just a very short one if you'll permit me. You look over there, my games library is predominantly Xbox 360. The reason why I'm still probably going to continue to review older copies of stuff is because and it's the reason why the show's called Halcyon. It's not about getting that immediate response, that immediate reaction, jumping on the bandwagon and saying what everyone else is saying. It's about, right, what do I actually think about something with no hype, no expectation, no preconception, no nothing. This is why Metal Gear Solid is surprising me, because everyone, when I heard it came out, man, this is game of the year, this is amazing, the graphics are insane, and I'm playing it, I'm going, I prefer Red Dead Redemption. As a like for like, dude on a horse in the middle of a desert, I like Red Dead better. And that's why reviewing Red Dead, which is something that's coming up, is going to pay dividends, because when people are looking for Red Dead content, they'll find that, and then they'll play the new game, and then I'll play the new game, and then somewhere down the line I'll release a review of that. But just so people know, it is to do with the fact that I can't afford to buy a new game each month, and I certainly don't have time to complete a game and then review it.
Yeah.
I have to review games when I've done them, because I don't like reviewing shit I've done before. I do Let's Plays sometimes, in fact I've only done 2, but I didn't like either one of them. I thought they were both a waste of time. Gears of War I've now completed, and I'll review it fully because now I've got a decent perspective of what's good, what's bad, why you should play it, if you should play it. Rather than these, I see Let's Plays, dude, and I don't get them. I really don't get it. You're watching someone else play a game. Why would you do that when you can play it yourself?
I think they respect certain YouTubers. Like, I follow like certain YouTubers. I follow them because their content's original, they're quite funny, they're quite engaging.
So you just follow my channel.
I did follow your channel, you stupid idiot. You stupid idiot!
Oh look, let's go subscribers.
I don't subscribe to your channel.
I
get notifications when you post.
That's how I do it. I don't know. I don't keep track of anyone.
I get notifications when you post.
I'm so happy, by the way. Most of my subscribers are other content creators, right? And I'm catching up with some of the bigger ones. But yeah, I'm struggling to see his name.
Right, I'm going to go on my YouTube on my phone. I'll show you.
I'll skip over where you are.
If you actually see
me. Of course it's there. Of course it's there. I was just digging with you. You're one of my first. You were, Will, Simon, and Rob were the first. You wouldn't know Will or Simon, but Rob was my third subscriber. Sam, my fifth, was a guy I met in co-op. He was working over the counter. Do you know how I met him? FIFA song was playing on the tannoy and he was singing along to it, and I went, FIFA? Yeah, FIFA. Did you support Spurs? Bye. And I came back and we just started bantering from there. He's a good lad. He's a lot younger than me, which makes me feel a bit like a Herbert. Like, how you doing, Sam? Still supporting me with creamy Spurs? Creamy Spurs? Anyway. Hurricanes hamstrings. That's great. That's awesome. Oh, that was so good.
Right, anyway, should we get through this video now?
I will finish it, but I'm just going to finish my little tangent. So, people, Halcyon, the first ever Halcyon was comprised of me going, right, I'm sick of watching YouTubers scream and shout and jump up and down and getting excited for no reason, and they're trying to get attention. Halcyon is about looking at something and just trying to judge it. If you get excited at that point, having judged it for yourself, then great. You saw how excited we were when we rocked up out of Rogue One. Right? I didn't do the review for another week and a half after. I didn't upload it that night.
I had to adjust it. We were in a state of shock coming out of that cinema.
Mate, I'm telling you, but my review, having had a week and a half to let it simmer down and kind of, right, well, how do I really think about it? I still loved it. And I loved it even more after I reviewed it, because there were certain bits I could watch again. And do you remember when she jumps out of the thing and she gets caught by K2SO, thrown to the ground?
Yeah.
I watched it again, I kept on going, that looks like a choke slam. So what I did was, if you've not seen the video, I superimposed the video of it over JR. So like, oh no! Shh! As God is my witness, he's broken in half! And I watched that so many times because it just made me laugh. It's a stupid thing that I made for myself, and that's kind of how I want to end this podcast. coming back to how I usually end my podcast with some kind of philosophical fucking message, because I like to think I know everything. If doing this channel has taught me anything, you need to be confident in what you do, and confident in the fact that if it's not successful right off the bat, that once it gets noticed, so long as you stay true to what you set off to do in the first place, it will only pay dividends, because then you get to keep on doing what you wanted to do in the first place. If you change tack to be more popular, then that means that once you're popular, you have to keep doing that. KSI is a prime case in point of how many people watched him like we did for FIFA videos and how stupid he was, and how funny that shit was. And now, he wants to do other stuff. But he gets hate for that. Why? Because his fan base don't feel like they're being associated.
He hasn't loaded the video, should not.
And that's the thing, that pisses people off. Now, if you want to say, well, you know, he's growing as an individual, he wants to change, fine. But then really he should walk away from his fame, because he's not doing what made him famous anymore. Same reason why Linkin Park pissed me off to no end. Because they keep saying, oh, we're advertising to new fans. Cool, come up with a new name then. Don't call yourselves Linkin Park, because the fandom of Linkin Park is what I like. I like Hybrid Theory, Reanimation, Meteora, even to a certain extent Minster Midnight. I have no fucking time for any album after that. Yeah. The exception of Hunting Party, which I can listen to if I've got the Biggie Smalls album to complement it. It's an odd combination, but it works, trust me. But anyway, as far as Halcyon is concerned, I just want to say thanks to people that have subscribed to this point, because you justify that belief. Anyone that subscribed since I started has just justified that I've kept on doing what I wanted to do. I've refined some aspects to make it more palatable. In fact, this man here watched one of my first videos before I released it to anybody, and he gave me some really strong criticism and feedback that was just so good, because it was so raw and it was so honest, and it helped me refine my videos into being watchable. Okay, and I'm not saying that as a rib. It was like, dude, I wouldn't watch my own videos, and that's saying something. If I can't even watch my own content, how can I expect anyone else to watch it? It's now gotten to the point now where I like my own videos to the extent that I would watch my own videos if I had woke up from a coma and didn't know who I was. I think that's pretty good criticism.
Yes, good.
That's pretty good. Have you seen any of my videos recently?
That's all about you.
Put you on the spot.
That's all about your mum.
Dude.
That was pretty awesome.
You check that out.
That's pretty awesome.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate that.
It
does well. Yeah, I mean...
The one I love, the one I absolutely love, is the Fallout one with the one with the cow on the roof.
Oh, the glitch. Oh, yeah.
The hell was rough.
Okay, the hell of a joke.
You know why I find that funny? Because that goes way back.
That's a joke that we've had
way back.
Since we were, what, 15, 16, but the thing is with that, it's things like that, dude, that I wouldn't have done in my original videos. I would have done them so clean and so clinical. But because of the criticism you gave, because it was criticism, but it's not like, piece of shit, didn't like my video. It was, right, he's watching it and he gives me his opinion.
It wasn't all bad, that was a good point.
No, but you're right, a lot of it was self-indulgent. A lot of it was, I wanted to be on camera, so I was on camera. It's like, no, dude, you're trying to pitch to an audience. They're not going to watch you because they care about you, because they don't know you. Yeah. You need to offer them something. So it's like, okay, cool. Go back to the drawing board. That's why I started making stupid videos. Like, I don't know if you saw the Rockabye one. Like, that's my favourite video so far because it pissed. So
no, I love the Wolverine one.
Oh, the Logan one. Yeah, I thought that was the original concept. Like, in February last year, I had an idea. I was like, do you know what I want to do? I want to do a review show where it's one sentence. It's like a minute of build-up, and then all of a sudden it's... Right.
It's amazing!
Yeah, exactly. And then just another one where it's just me going... cut. You know what I mean? And I might do more of those, but I haven't had many people come out and say that they thought it was really funny, so I might leave that for a bit, but they're super easy to make. That took me like a night to knock up, because it took me 30 seconds to film something that I thought was funny. But yeah, so to anyone that liked, subscribed, shared, I want to say thank you very much, because, you know, it means a lot. And that's why I watch your video when you message me, because I appreciate how much a little bit of support can push you on to the next big thing, to the next big thing, to the next big thing. Before you know it, whatever. And the aim at one point is to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're 10% there. Might not sound like much, but we're on the road.
It's pretty good.
100 subscribers ain't bad for a humble kid from Northampton town who grew up with a dream of one day becoming a dream maker. That's still my dream. Hopefully becoming a YouTube personality will put me in touch with Jason David Frank and I can steal one of his costumes. Yes. And on that note,
it's time to end the Halcyon show.
We are going to end the Halcyon Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. This has been my co-host for this episode. Sign off, dude.
Mickey B. See you later, guys.
And I've been your host, Lord Wisely. Follow me on Twitter. Follow him at Twitter. Put links in the description. Stay tuned for the next episode of the Halcyon Show, which will be dropping in the next day or two. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Defy